Hello, welcome. I'm Wild Chevy, joined by Rocket Yeti, and you guys are watching the Atomic Salt live stream,
How,
live show.
how are you guys doing?
All right, let's not start things off. What have you done this week?
Well, instead of just telling you guys, I actually wanted to show you. We're still learning all of this Google Hangout new technology.
You're
So
breaking the
let me
fourth
show.
wall.
I know, it's evil and wrong, but let me show you guys what I've been working on. So as I said, last week, I've been working on some of Corvus Belli's Myrmidons from the Assault subsection. Here's a quick look of two of the models I'm working on. So the first one is a male version. It's kind of a work in progress shot.
The ones on the left are yours, right?
Yes, yes. The ones to the left are definitely mine. And so I've got a male version and a female version. And everybody likes to look at the backside of Corvus Belli's lady models, so we'll bring that up there. Really, they're just kind of base coated right now. They've got a little bit of wash on them. So I'll start working on their weapons a little bit more, start bringing in some highlights from here on out. Obviously, her hair needs to be finished. So probably about 50% of the way done, but I'm really liking where they're at right now. So that's what I've been working on. So what about you?
Have you done any gaming this week?
I have not done any. Well, I've done a little bit of board gaming. So had a few people over. We were running through a game called Formula D, which is a race car game.
Nice.
That's actually a lot of fun. It's pretty simple. We've played it 3 or 4 times now. I think we're going to start moving on to the advanced rules.
Did you crash into the wall?
No, I did not crash and burn this time. The last game, I totally wiped myself out. There was 5 of us, and 2 people crashed and died. I came in third, mostly because I was just still alive and poking along. Then played a little bit of a card game called Love Letters. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a cheap game. It's really fast, really easy to pick up, and it's a lot of fun. This is one of those great games that you pull it out, you can teach the person how to play it in 5 minutes. They'll love it.
This
I've
is
yet to be the
PG,
person
right?
actually to. Pardon?
This is a PG game, fun for the family.
You know, the art on the cards is a little, we'll say slightly revealing, but it's nothing, that your average 13 or 14-year-old hasn't seen before. So yes, safe for the family. What about you? Have you played anything? Have you painted anything?
This week I read a little bit more into 7th edition, trying to practice my psychic phase. Got into some Infinity, played a 300-point Kapakaki list with, and I got to bring out Scarface, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, I love that one. You're gonna have to show that off sometime because you do not show that model off enough. Because you did a really great job on that.
I'll put a link in the description. That's it for gaming. I have been doing some painting. I'm working on this guy here for Gen Con. Just got him blocked out right now for colors. And
Okay,
then
for those of us who couldn't see, what was that? Can you tell us what the model
that
was?
is the Trollblood Kithkar. He's a solo for Privateer Press's game Hordes. So he's nice and full of armor. It'll be interesting. Be first time doing the cloth tabard, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finally got in my package from Secret Weapon Miniatures. I ordered the big bag of crap, which is a great deal. It is a great deal if anybody gets a chance to do it. $30 and you get a whole bag full of miscast resin. A lot of them you barely can tell that there's a problem, but Secret Weapon has a very good quality standard, so put them off into the bin, sell them out, and then I'd say I have like good maybe $100 worth of resin for $30. So
That's fantastic.
and so I put them all into a bath, and I'm like, oh, I have a few other resin bases. So here's a trench base that I started to paint up. This is a regular cast. But that's pretty much been my hobbying and gaming this week.
And if you're not familiar with Secret Weapon, I highly suggest you go and take a look at them. As Wild Shovel was saying, all their casting stuff is amazing. It's some of the best out there. It looks nice. It's always a great quality. They have really good customer service. You can email Mr. Justin. He's the owner. He does a lot of painting and also their washes. I absolutely love their washes. So, Secret Web Miniatures, they're not paying me to say this, but I love their stuff.
And on the topic of Secret Web Miniatures, their Kickstarter is about to ship. So last year, he did terrainscapes. So it's 1 foot by 1 foot tiles. You can fill up a whole board full of them, and he finally got the boxes in. So hopefully we'll see that shipping here soon, and I'll be able to show them off what I ordered.
That's great. I'm looking forward to that. And if it's anything like his previous levels of quality, I'm sure these are going to be really great. So, all right, but on to the topic of the week, orcs.
Orcs.
Okay, these are our sneaky orcs, because where are they? All we've seen so far is Orca-Morcanaut, or Gorka-Morcanaut, or whatever the crap it is, and flash kits. Don't get me wrong, everybody, these are great-looking kits, but only 2 boxes? That's not really much of a release.
Well, they did this with the Scions. Did a release first, and then they released the Codex. So hopefully we'll see something this week about the Codex coming out.
Okay. So do you
those
think
flash kits look pretty good?
Yeah. For anybody who says that plastic cannot hold the detail that metal can, really needs to take a look at some of the plastic that GW has been putting out. But that being said, I'm not sure that a plastic kit is just going to sell people. If this was a single model or like a $20 model that didn't have rules with it, I'd be all in for it. But when you're talking like a box of flash kits who look amazing, but that box is going to cost you $50 or half a squad maybe? We don't know. We don't know. Is that going to be a full squad size? Is that going to be half a squad size?
It's going to be a full squad. For whatever the price is, you'll be able to make 5 flash kits, or one with, that's the commander. But
sure. But we know how they fit in.
Yeah.
We know kind of what the army looks, or I'm sorry, what this unit looks like, but we don't know how it's going to fit in with the rest of the Codex. Are you going to drop $50 to $100 maybe for one squad?
We do have orc players in the group.
We do, but orc players, and they're mostly the same, and they're all proud to be the same, but they like to build their own stuff. So while this has plenty of bits and bobs and all sorts of little shiny pieces, are you going to drop $100 on a question mark? I don't know. I think GW is gambling that they will. So
that's going to be a wait and see. But
on the other hand,
orcs.
Yeah, and what orcs they do look amazing. The idea that all orcs should look custom, so they're giving you so many bits that you can really make your flash kits look completely unique. I love that idea.
And these ones are all pirate themed. Yeah.
Arrgh!
Arrgh. They just need eye patch.
Arrgh! Yeah, everybody loves orcs and they look great, and so it's almost a pity that GW isn't pushing the orcs harder, because they have so much of a groundswell of support with them that I think that they could do amazing things with the release. But it really feels like they're taking it slow.
Like I said, we'll find out in a week or so if they're slowly trickling out the release. We don't know if the Orca Gorkamara not is in the Codex. We're all hoping it is. We'll see.
No, I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. I don't want to see
Unbound. It's going to be in there.
No, please no.
Super
I don't.
Heavy is in seventh edition. So what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna cry. That's all I'm gonna do. Why are you doing this to me? 6 whole points. It's not fair.
Ever see a cow cry, folks? Here it is.
Our tears taste like fish sauce.
Well, the power of the Emperor can take care of that for you.
Well, by the power of Grayskull, let's talk about the Grayskull Fitness Challenge.
Great segue there.
Hey, did you like that? We're getting better at this, folks. And we just blew it all. I'm sorry.
Continue.
Anyway,
What's this Grayskull challenge?
So, as you may or may not be aware, there's a company out there called Terrain. They do amazingly nice terrain. Go ahead and hit their YouTube channel, and you'll see some stuff that blows their mind. They've come out with a video. We'll be linking it to it down below the video, in which they are putting out a fitness challenge. This challenge, you have until the end of the month of June to get into it, and it'll run for 4 months. So that means it's going to close at the end of October. Gosh, I'm getting the math right. But I'm rolling, so I'm not going to check it. And at which time, you're going to submit an intro video showing your weight and state your goals. And then you're going to check in weekly, monthly, at some point, several points along the challenge. And then you're going to have a finishing video, which you show whether or not you actually completed your goals. And the goals, I don't mean just like, I want to lose 1 pound or I want to lose 5 pounds. This needs to be like a real serious goal if you're going to take 4 months to do it. So maybe like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or you want to go from doing 1 pull-up to 10 pull-ups. So it's not just losing weight. This is also can be the other way around. This can be gaining muscle or...
So making gamers a lot healthier.
Essentially, yes. Because, let's be honest, more often than not, we're more round than we are thin. So I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just playing the odds on this one. Anyways, these guys have a lot of great prizes lined up. First of all, they've got an epic kit of their own terrain that they're going to be giving away, which could be close to $1,500, depending on the way that you set it up. They're also going to do their own custom Castle Grayskull as a terrain piece for you to play on. That's a separate prize. Another prize, shark-mounted lasers. They do a lot of MDF laser cut pieces. They've got a tile set. Yeah, we do love those guys. Dexter is amazing. Go over to Shark-mounted lasers and take a look at their stuff. He's actually come up with ways to do curved laser cut MDF. It looks amazing. And then their tile set, which is 16 tiles. So it'll be a free tile set. And then the guys at Titan Terrain are going to paint it for you. Blue Table Painting is putting up a Drop Zone Commander set, and I have one sitting in my closet. I actually haven't built it or painted it, and much to the chagrin of many of the people around me. But it's probably one of the best starter kits out there right now, hands down. And then there's also a lot of other companies that are offering painted versions of their miniatures. So, and all you got to do is be healthy. Lose a little weight, lift a few weights.
Don't you need a sword?
Okay, so as part of your introduction video, because this is Castle Grayskull, and we are making He-Man references here, you will have to find a weapon, a sword, an axe. I might steal one of my wife's kitchen knives.
Doesn't your wife have a sword?
Part of it. Does she? I don't know. Actually, she might. Ooh. This is a great chance to ask her. If not, you might need to buy a sword. But you will be expected to do the classic He-Man pose to instigate your transformation. So you will need to scream at the top of your lungs. This can't be a little, by the power of Grayskull. I mean, hands over the head, clutching your weapon. I gotta scoot down so you can see. By the power of Grayskull! So,
all right, you're halfway there. You just need to set some goals.
Hey, I'm liking this. I might actually chip in. So, it's free to enter, and said the worst thing that happens is you get a little healthier and you have a little fun.
Very cool.
So next up on our news, our friends over at Soda Pop Miniatures, the Ninja Division guys. You'll recognize these guys. They're the ones who did Super Dungeon Explorer. They do a lot of chibi minis. They've got a new Kickstarter
Well, they
started.
also did Relic Knights as well.
Relic Knights isn't really out. So
Close. It's shipping soon. I hope. But yes, we have a new Kickstarter from the folks at Soda Pop Miniatures. They have talked about this at other conventions. It's called Bunnies versus Zombies. Looks to be a board game. All we've seen is a teaser so far. It will release tomorrow on the 9th, and we're gonna get a first look and see what it is. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach out to the folks at Ninja Division and maybe get an interview and see what it's all about.
yep, we've got a few friends out there, so we'll try and get you guys a little bit of information. Maybe even do a short interview with them.
Also, this week we had Lock and Load from Privateer Press, their big convention of the year, held up there in Seattle. This was a huge event. Hopefully, maybe next year we'll be able to go and check it out. They've had pretty much all the events you can think of for Privateer Press. Iron Kingdoms, their big showdown with the Iron Arena Masters. They did a few live streams. Go ahead and check those out over at their page. They did a lot of releases and teasers for the upcoming year.
Although another big release that we've just seen is for Corvus Belli and their Infinity line. They teased the models over the last few weeks. We've seen the Spetsnaz and the new Interventors. Now we have the new profiles to go along with them. So a few new special rules. One is the ambush camouflage rule. Another one is their marksmanship rule, and this is going to be a level 1, level 2, and level 3 rule. I'm not going to get into them here, except to say that they are both very, very scary rules. And so this is one of those wonderful times when a miniature looks just amazing, and they've got an amazing set of rules to go behind it.
Combat Ambush looks like it's going to be an interesting rule.
You know, it's going to allow you to put down 2 camo tokens for one guy. One of them is going to be a decoy. So Ariadna, which is the faction that the Spetsnaz belong to, already is known for their camo shenanigans, and so it looks like Corvus Belli is just dialing that up to 11. So the idea is, and before this, I just threw together in about 5 minutes a quick 300-point list. And I had over 15 camo tokens sitting inside of there. And half of those were infiltrators, and all but 3 of those models were scoring. So Ariadna definitely is probably going to be my next army.
They'll put you up to 3.
Yep. So, in other news with Corvus Belli, we've got Operation Ice Storm. You might be asking, what is Operation Ice Storm? Simply put, we don't know.
Here's the teaser photo we saw earlier this week from their all their social media sites. This is what we know of Ice Storm right now. It's got a nice little box, little rule book, and a playing mat. Looks like a 2-player starter set. I'm not sure exactly what it is yet. Hopefully, we'll find out soon.
You know, I agree with you on the idea that it's a starter set. We've got 7 red models, 7 blue models, and then 1 kind of light model, which might be like a high-value target that we're fighting over. Looks like they've got a set of dice in there. You got the terrain mat. So it'll be interesting to see what it is, because most of the time you see these starter sets, you see them done in plastic, which is something Corvus Belli tends to shy away from. And they've said in the past that that's because they don't like the loss of detail. But as we were talking about a few minutes ago with Games Workshop, they've shown you can do a lot with plastic.
Oh, and then a lot of other companies have 2-player starter sets. It's a great way to bring somebody into the game, and then they have their version 3 coming out soon. So maybe this will be that intro to help bring other people in.
Yeah, Infinity is an up and coming game. It's only getting better. They've got a large lineup of models. Their rules are tight. They're locking it all down, hopefully, with version 3 of the rules. So I can't think of a better time for them to actually come out with a starter set. It all just kind of makes sense this time around. So what kind of releases are we looking at for this week?
Well, let's pull it up here real quick. From Forgeworld, we have this Cerastus Knight Lancer from Forgeworld. It is their big behemoth version of the Imperial Knight.
We might not be able to pronounce it, but you can just call it the big scary knight that instead of shooting at you, runs at you. Because not only does he get his regular run move, well, not only does he get his regular movement, but then he gets a 3d6 run on top of that, and he's got all sorts of special bonuses for being in close combat. So
he's got a cool-looking lance and the power shield. Really liked how they went with that instead of the big, massive resin.
You know, it's nice, and I see a lot of potential for people to kind of modify that and make it their own. Maybe do like some energy effects flowing between the empty spots. But it looks a little weird to me. That I think this is the first time I've ever said it. I know I'm not the first one to say about this, but I actually kind of like the GW version of the Knight better than the Forge World one. I'm not saying the Forge World is bad because I think it looks amazing, but GW just did so well on that Knight kit that I think it's a little hard to top.
To me, it looks like it's from the game Titanfall, the new one.
I can see that. Although also it reminds me a lot of Privateer Press. This really looks kind of like a warjack to me, with the big lance and kind of the funky shield. That's kind of the vibe I get from it.
Let's see what's next. Privateer Press this week released their pins line. These are pins that you could put on pretty much anything. They are for everything they cover. Hordes, War Machines. Pretty nice looking sets. I saw over at Lock and Load, they had a guy with a sheet collect them all. The Pokemon pins.
Now, Privateer Press has some more stuff coming out too, don't they? Upcoming, they've got kind of like a bestiary. Can you explain that a little bit for us?
Monster Nomicon was announced in a trailer. This is for their Iron Kingdoms RPG rule set. Pretty much is the Dungeon Master's guide to everything in Iron Kingdoms for Beast. Allows you to build your Beast, campaigns set up for certain encounters. You can customize people you're fighting against, and it's coming out in September. So, Gen Con, I'm hoping to pick one up.
All right, I'm going to hold you to it.
I'll pick one up. So, I'll sign it here.
All right, so finally, let's talk about the Kickstarters that we got coming out. So, as we mentioned before, we've got Bunnies vs. Zombies coming out. One of them that's going right now is the Barbarian Horde miniatures by a guy named Trey Manor.
So, this guy has done a few Kickstarters before. He is with Redbox Miniatures. This guy does amazing sculpts.
Yeah, let's take a look at him here. So I've got the Kickstarter pulled up. You can see we're not actually kickstarting the game this time around as much as a line of miniatures. And this is kind of what they do, is they come up with a limited run of miniatures, not necessarily attached to a certain game. But these are really miniatures that you can plug into any kind of fantasy. These guys will work great for like Chaos Warriors, any kind of berserkers. You can see they're also modular as well. So you can kind of mix and match heads, you can mix and match weapons. Here's a great picture of of the heads there. You can see the detail looks amazing. With detail like this, you expect them to be a lot larger than what they are. But if you take a look at here, you can see this is actually one of their warriors sitting on a 25 millimeter base. Or I'm sorry, with a 30 millimeter base.
Yeah,
And just look at how tiny.
Trey Manor
These things are
stuff.
tiny.
It is true scale. This is not going to be heroic scale or god scale.
Yeah, so if you just go back and compare it to your typical Space Marine, I imagine that these guys are only going to come up to maybe somewhere around mid-pauldron height. So really, really tiny. If you're kind of freaking out about all that detail, nobody's going to see it anyway. So just a little bit of flesh color and use a nice wash.
This is great for painters and collectors.
Yeah, if you're a collector, this will be great. You'll probably paint them amazingly well anyways. But if you think that they're a great little substitution for some guys, like I said, him with some flesh tone, Secret Weapon makes what's called a flesh wash. It looks great. It's kind of a one-step product. But yeah, so that's a great Kickstarter. I think we should be keeping our eye on. So that's all I've got on my list. What about you, Wild Chevy?
That's all I have on my list. Hopefully next week we will have James from the 40K Amateur Hour here with us to maybe talk some orcs. Well, we see more orcs.
And guys, if you want to get in on this, remember this is a live show. You might be watching this on YouTube after the fact, but we are doing all this live, and we welcome your input. So if you want to get on here, we're happy to have you on as kind of a guest commentator. So we want to hear your thoughts and your opinions. So just drop us, either let us know in the comments or shoot us an email. Let us know, and we'll do our best to try and get you on.
Email address is theatomicsalt@gmail.com. It'll be in the description below.
So like us, tweet us, email us.
Favorite, share, subscribe. We know you love us.
I do. But I'm Rocket Yeti, saying goodbye to y'all.
I'm Wild Chevy. You guys have a good night, and happy gaming.